The ballroom glittered with chandeliers that sparkled brighter than the jeweled tiaras worn by the noblewomen of Greystone. Laughter drifted in waves, violins played softly, and dancers glided across the marble floor like polished swans. But at the far end of the hall, a girl stood alone. Evelyn Ashford, orphan daughter of a humble baron, had always been the quiet shadow in rooms filled with shimmering stars. Her features were gentle, her beauty subtle, a softness the world often overlooked. While the other young ladies glittered like diamonds, Evelyn was a small candle flame, warm yet unnoticed. That night, the whispers were crueler than usual. "Why is she even here?" a lady murmured. "She's so plain," another chimed in. The Duke wouldn't spare her a glance. Evelyn pretended she hadn't heard, but her heart cracked a little more with every word. Across the ballroom, the Duke of Ravensworth entered, tall, striking, dressed in midnight velvet. His presence drew every eye. Except Evelyn's. She didn't dare look. Why would she? She knew what people said. She'd always known. But fate has a strange way of noticing the unseen. As she slipped toward the terrace, the Duke's gaze followed her, not the sparkling beauties. Not the jeweled heiresses. But the quiet girl slipping into the moonlight as if she were made of it. Evelyn breathed easier outside. The night air was cool, starlit, free from judgment. Running away from the crowds, a deep voice asked behind her. She spun, and froze. The Duke stood there, a half-smile softening his usually serious face. I only needed some air," she whispered, eyes lowered. "And here I thought I was the only one escaping," he said. "May I join you?" Her heart leapt. "If you wish, Your Grace." As they walked the terrace, talking of books, the stars, music, everything she thought no one cared about, she saw something unexpected in his eyes. Interest. Warmth. Admiration. But before hope could take root, footsteps echoed. The Duchess Dowager, the Duke's powerful mother, appeared with eyes sharp as cold steel. "Evelyn Ashford," she said with cutting politeness. "Your presence has been noted. See that you do not overstep your place." Evelyn bowed deeply. "Of course, Your Grace." The Duke opened his mouth to speak, but the Duchess seized his arm. "A word. Now." Evelyn slipped away. It was the last night she would ever spend in Greystone. The next morning a sealed letter arrived at Evelyn's small home. It was not from the Duke. It was from his mother. Elegant ink. Harsh words. "Your behavior last night was inappropriate. The Duke must not be distracted by someone of such ordinary standing. You are instructed to leave Greystone at once. And do not return." Evelyn's hands trembled. She had done nothing wrong, except dare to exist where she wasn't wanted. With no family left, no prospects, and no reason to remain, she packed her single trunk and boarded a carriage bound for the distant countryside. As the wheels clattered over the cobblestones, she pressed her face to the window one last time. She hoped he would come. He did not. Years passed. Life hardened her. Loss shaped her. Work strengthened her. But something else blossomed too, something even she hadn't expected. Confidence. Poise. A beauty that was no longer soft or hidden, but sharp like a blade and radiant like dawn. She learned languages, studied architecture, helped restore estates, tended gardens until they bloomed like masterpieces. Wherever she went, her presence turned heads, not because she sought attention, but because she carried herself like a woman who had learned her worth in the silence of being overlooked. She changed. But she never forgot. And she never forgave. When news came that the Duchess Dowager was hosting a grand charity gala, Evelyn felt nothing at first. But then the invitation came. Addressed to Lady Evelyn Ashford, architect and patroness of the Rose Society. Guest of honor. Not by the Duchess. But by him. Her heart stuttered. After 8 years, why? She could have declined. Should have declined. But she went. She arrived in a carriage finer than any she had seen in her youth. When the doors opened, gasps rippled through the crowd. The plain girl had vanished. In her place stood a woman breathtaking in crimson silk, her hair pinned elegantly, her eyes steady and fearless. "Who is she?" whispers Rose. "She looks like a queen." But the Duke, Alexander Ravensworth, stepped forward slowly, almost disbelievingly. "It is you," he whispered. "Your Grace." She gave a graceful curtsy, expression neutral. "I searched for you," he said quietly. "You vanished." "I was told to," she replied, her voice calm but cold. "Your mother made sure of that." His face darkened with guilt. "I never knew. She hid it from me. Evelyn. I never forgot you. Not for a single day." Her breath caught, not with joy, but with old pain. "You could have come sooner," she said softly. "But you did not." He swallowed. "I was a fool then. I am a man now. And I see you clearly, the woman you always were." She stared at him, every emotion warring inside her, hurt, longing, anger, love. "Why invite me now?" she finally asked. "Because my heart recognized you long before my eyes did," he said. "And because I hoped, you would let me make amends." Silence fell. Then music drifted through the hall. He offered his hand. For a moment she said nothing. Then she placed her hand in his. Not out of surrender, but out of strength. She had returned to Greystone not as the plain girl banished in shame, but as the woman the Duke had never stopped searching for. And as they stepped into the center of the ballroom, the world finally saw what he had seen in her from the beginning, not plainness, but quiet brilliance. Not weakness, but fire. Not forgettable, but unforgettable. The candle flame had become the sunrise.